Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Tower of God Chapter 547 or Season 3 Episode 130, and I just mentioned it in Dr. Bonehead's chat before coming over here that wow, these high chapter numbers are nuts to me, completely crazy. It's so wild just to be like chapter 500 something, Season 3 Episode 130, it's insanity. Yeah, wow. Yeah, we only have, what, 4 more chapters? 3 more after this before we go into the hiatus, and who knows who knows, wow, I'm starting this off and can't speak. That's really not good. Who knows how long that's going to last. We have a lot of things to get to. Not only this reaction here today, but I've spent so much time working on the character poll that my brain on other things has kind of been fried. I have been able to basically work on nothing else because my brain's been so preoccupied with that. So I do have an update for you on that. It's the top 80 characters after 1 week. I think there have been 4,185 votes so far, which is absolute insanity. But we'll get to that. I'll show you the top 80 so far. I'll give you a big update on that really quickly, as quick as I can, because I don't want to make you sit through a huge intro before we actually get to reading. There's not really too much to talk about from the last chapter. I mean, if you read the last chapter, you know what's going on. I loved it. I found it really enjoyable. I like the concept where we're going, and whether this princess arc, or I keep calling it a princess arc when that's definitely not what it's guaranteed to be, whether this tournament for Bomb's affection, his hand in marriage, is going to be good or bad. At the very least, it sounds like it'll be entertaining, so that's a win at the very least. I like the setup. I thought last chapter was the funniest chapter in a long time, since like the Hatchling versus Quant Gamer stuff, or I think Dr. Bonehead brought up the Little Yoon and Devi stuff at the beginning of Season 3. It was just a really funny chapter, and something that I talked about in the chat for Kick the Cam Productions reaction, something that he talked about. He said it felt like nostalgic, and to me it kind of felt the same. It felt like early Season 2, like pre-Hell Train Season 2. It just felt, I don't know, like it had a bit more levity to it. I don't know. It just had an old school Tower of God feeling in a weird way. I don't know why it makes me feel that way, but it totally did make me feel that way. That's another person who, Kick the Cam Productions, who I try to catch the reaction live every week on Mondays, and yeah, I think they were the ones that actually mentioned something that I brought up was Traumeray's just pretty chill with Cha, even though we know that Cha, like, kind of murdered his son. We learned in the Dewan flashback and all that. But I think it was Kick the Cam Productions who brought up a really good point, and that might be one of the bad memories that Traumeray fed to Leviathan. So if that's the case, that's actually a really good theory. Other than that, yeah, nothing to talk about with last chapter. Like I said, I just came from Dr. Bonehead's chat because I wanted to see his reaction to the top 80. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the character poll a little bit. You still have 3 chances to vote every single day, and you still have almost a month to do it. I'm going to leave it up. I finally decided midnight of August 24th EST is when I'm going to end it. And then by the Sunday after that, which would be our first Sunday without a new Tower of God chapter, I will put out the results that Sunday publicly. And when I say put out the results, I mean I'm going to have all like 400 characters with the exact vote totals for every single one of them in order from like bottom to top. I'm going to be like 0 votes this group of characters, 1 vote this group of characters, until we get to where I can do like a nice top 100 or something, wherever there stops being massive ties. And I'm hoping we can do a nice top 100, because in just 1 week, so my plan for this, I was like taking statistics and all these science classes and stuff in college. It's like, if you have 2,000, that's a really good sample size in like pretty much all the classes I took. So I was like, if I have a minimum 2,000, that'd be nice, but my goal is 5,000. In just 1 week, we've hit over 4,000. So now I'm like, let's double the goal. I want to hit 10K. I want to hit 5 figures. That's something that I really, really want to get to. The first official Hero Academia character poll only got like 11,000 votes, so if we can get more than an official poll for a really big series, that'd be incredible. So yeah, that'd be really really cool. But sorry, I like where my brain went there. Why I paused for a moment, I was like, did I say incredible? No, I said incredible. I said it right. I threw myself off there for a moment. But yeah, so to talk about some of the things that people have mentioned with the poll, again, I'm sorry to do kind of a long intro, but this is something I did want to talk about. When it comes to allowing people to vote 3 times a day, I figured it's better that way because it gives people a chance, even if they have a favorite character like Bomb or Kun, who, like, you know, is going to get plenty of votes, you can still give a vote to them because they're your favorite character, but having 2 extra votes means if you want to give all your votes to them, you can, but since they're already popular and don't really need it, you could throw your other 2 to some less popular characters that you really like to show some love for them as well. And I just feel like it gives us a wider variety of results in what characters people like. Also, there's the fact that the last One Piece character poll was like, you get a vote every single day and mail-in votes count for 10, which is crazy. And then the last Pokemon character poll was like 5 votes a day or something like that. And again, those are official character polls, so I was like, 3 votes a day, that sounds fair to me. That sounds perfectly fair. Somebody just mentioned in Dr. Bonehead's chat, because again, I'm almost doing this like a frequently asked questions thing. Was it updated to where you can select all 3 at once? I will have to say what I said last week, in that not only am I not a professional, but it was actually kind of difficult to find any sort of service where I could run a poll that could receive like over 3,000 or over 5,000 responses without having to pay for, well, I am having to pay for server space, but even paying for server space, it was difficult to find a place that would let me host a poll that could get that many results. And I was like, I want to get more than 5,000, so that's why I went with it. So I'm just working with what I have, and basically I can either make it so that you can vote for every character or 1 character at a time. I can't do like, you get to select your 3 choices and then hit vote. You have to select 1, then vote, then 1, then vote. And I'm sorry, it's not ideal. The same with the weird blank page at the end after you're done voting. It's not ideal, but I'm just trying my best to work with what I'm given to work with. So yeah, sorry about that, but like I said, incredible turnout from you all. Thank you so much. I've been so happy about it, and especially huge, massive thank you not just to all of you, but to everybody else who's been sharing the poll around, especially Dr. Bonehead has done a ton to share it around in his videos and in Towers and Gods, which you should be watching as well. Not only do I try to catch episodes when I can, I've been marathoning through it on my own, just finished Artlam on my marathon through. Yeah, either way, the last thing before we finally get into the reaction, sorry it's taking so long, but let's cut over to this scene. We have the top 80 so far as of 1 week in and 4,100 and some votes. So the top 80 so far, I will actually go through these a little bit. I did top 80 just because beyond that, it's like a bunch of all of these characters tied with 7 votes, all of these characters tied with 6 votes. Beyond this, it's like a bunch of like low total, like big ties between characters. And these were the only ones that were like really more distinct placements. But we have Ari Bright Sharon barely making it in, and this is in order. Sophia Tan, who makes it, Namo, but not Zola, who is weird. That's what, Namo's gotten votes from the beginning, so I'm like, Namo is either like a meme character, or there's somebody out there who really likes Namo and is just using all their votes for Namo. We have the real Marco Asensio coming in below the data version. We have Kirin, which is interesting, Amigo Jazz, which is a surprise to me, Black March, also a little surprising. Sadly, Boro, I kind of wish Boro was higher. I think in his reaction to it, Dr. Moon had just mentioned that, yeah, Boro is like, what, 8th in terms of screen time? I don't quite remember the number. I think it was 8th in terms of screen time as of 500 chapters, and is like, what, 73 in terms of popularity. Moontari, I'm super happy Moontari made it up here. I love Moontari. He's like one of those random background characters that everybody's like, why did you like this random background character? But I loved him. I thought he was so cool. Eurasia N made it up here. Doom, which is cool to see. I like Doom. Again, Doom's a character who I really didn't like at first, and then like I totally changed my mind on. Perditi, really interesting. I like him. Sachi made it. Irure being higher up than Sachi and Boro. Go Irure. We have the Ghost of the 13 Months. And I saw somebody else complaining. I think it was, thank you to whoever shared the poll on Reddit. But on Reddit, I went and looked for the post, and somebody was like, why did you put all these random like background characters and stuff? But shout out to Ghost of the 13 Months who made it top 70. And also beyond that, I originally wasn't planning to add any lore characters, like characters that hadn't shown up in the series itself, but lore characters have done really well, so I'm glad I ended up adding them. But we have Jalulu is there, which again, what an interesting one, Jalulu. Suo, Arya, who I'm interested in. I kind of like Arya. I mean, I also think that Arya's character could have been handled way differently, but that doesn't stop me from liking Arya. So it is interesting. I feel like a lot of people don't like Arya, though. A lot of people don't share my sentiment of not really minding her. So, yeah, interesting to see her this high. Nen Nen is really cool to see. Wang Wang didn't make it, though. Akraptor, really cool to see. I've always loved Akraptor. Then we've got Repalisto, we've got LaFave, who I love, so I'm happy that she made it. Beta, who I'm glad made it there, even though we haven't seen Beta in a long time. Jordan, another of my personal favorites, I'm glad made it up this high. Serena, and also Ho a little bit higher, is an interesting one. Misang, I've used a couple of my own votes for Misang. Like, my top three are Yama, White, and Yuan Sung. So it's like every other day, it's like I'll use my 3 votes on those 3, and then the next day I'll do 3 other, like, not as popular characters. So I've given a few votes myself to Misang. Misang up here in top 60. And then the question mark is meant to represent Phantominium. Phantominium, again, a character that hasn't really shown up, making it this high in the results so far. Then we've got Hayura, we've got Evan, who's a little bit, I don't know, a little bit low. I like Evan. We got Lilial, we have Data Marco Asensio. Like, I think Hidden Floor has to be, like, really popular, because there's a lot of, like, data characters and Hidden Floor characters that have made it. And then Akureyung and Head On, both of them making it up here in the top 50 as well. We have Vicente, then Blue Theresa. I am blown away by the Blue Theresa votes. Who is, a lot of people are voting Blue Theresa. I'm not sure I quite understand this one. We have Grace Arlen there. We've got Data Macheni. Got Mule Love almost making top 40. Daniel, who we haven't seen in forever, so I loved Daniel. Daniel was like top 5 in my first ever favorite characters video. So again, warms my heart to see people still like Daniel. Data Yurik is an unexpected one, but I mean, people like real Yurik, so I guess it makes sense that they're like, we'll give 2 votes for real Yurik and 1 to fake Yurik. His like corrupted sworn enemy. Then we've got Anak. Anak's mother not making it up here, but we have the daughter Anak, we have Lorray, we've got Data Zahard, Albelda getting pretty high up, and I like Albelda, so I'm cool with it. Chan Dewan is wild to me, because Dewan, the first few days, had like pretty much no votes, and then over the past couple of days, Dewan has just been rising through the ranks until as of when I made this, which was 9 hours ago at noon today, Dewan had 2 more votes than Ja. Dewan was ahead by 2 votes. And then we've got Garam, we've got Jaja, who's 32nd place, right? 32nd place for Jaja. And then Gastang there. Gastang actually surprisingly a little bit low. People seem to really like Gastang. Again, I try my hardest to be a hater because I don't trust this guy at all. But yeah, people seem to like him. I'm actually surprised he isn't a little bit higher. We've got Leroro, we've got the real Zahard. We have Evankel, Kunran, Enryu making it really high up, which I totally understand, because even though we've like barely seen anything of Enryu, Enryu was like one of my favorites just from the lore stories. Actually, from lore characters, I think Bayek Ryun's doing okay, but I'm surprised he didn't make top 80, because I love Bayek Ryun's story in the lore. We have Shibisu, we got Barracuel. If Namo is like low-level meme character. Pericule is high-level meme character. Calavan almost making top 20. Then again, surprising, no Liboric up here. That's a big surprise to me too, because all the other like commander-ish characters are doing all right, but Liboric has like no votes. We got the real Machete. We have Data Edwan almost coming in top 20, and Data Edwan, yeah, the real Edwan is on the poll and he didn't make it up here, but Data Edwan has. I guess that makes sense though, because Data Edwan's a good guy and we have actually seen him. Then into the top 20, we've got Hatsu, we have Haku, who's another of my favorites. We've got Karaka. We've got like this FUG quartet here with Karaka, Jinsung, Yama, and Yuan Sung. And then we have Yiwa. Yiwa all the way up in 14th. It's crazy. Traumaray in 13th. I mean, whenever you do have a character poll, like, there is a sort of recency bias where characters that have been around recently do tend to do pretty well. But 13th is still crazy for Traumaray. Then we've got Elaine, which is almost top 10. Rack not in the top 10 though. Ouch, that one kind of hurts. That one kind of hurts. Rack not being in top 10. But what doesn't hurt is my favorite character, Joaquin, making top 10. So Joaquin's there in the top 10. Yasracha, who's been, I don't know if I should be surprised anymore or not, but Yasracha fans are going wild. Yasracha up here in the top 10. Yurik Mazano, which makes sense, he's always been popular. Rachel, pleasant surprise. I love Rachel. I think she's a really great, I know she's not technically supposed to be an antagonist according to CU, but I think she's a great antagonist. Then we have Yuri, and now Yuri and Wangnan have been in a battle. The two of them have just been very close in votes for like the longest time. They've just been struggling against each other for this 5th spot place. Waryun, which super happy to see her really high up. Always been one of my top 5 favorite characters. Then we've got Andrasi or Endorsi, and the story with Andrasi or Endorsi is absolutely insane. So there's been somebody who's tried to vote like 200 or 300 times for Endorsi / Andrasi. It's absolute insanity. It's nuts. But only 3 votes a day count. So it's like, if you're using a bot, then okay, I mean your votes aren't counting if you're voting more than 3 times a day. But if you're not using a bot and you're physically taking the time to vote 200 or 3 times a day for Endorsi, or like 200 or 300 times for Endorsi, oh my god. Oh my, like that's so much time, that's so much effort and dedication, and for nothing. It's crazy. And then I can't be too surprised at Kun and Bomb. They're like the main characters. If you've seen like any series' popularity poll, the main character pretty much always wins unless it's Hero Academia, where Izuku pretty much never wins. Yeah, that was a super long intro segment. I am totally in love with doing this poll stuff. Like I said, you still have 3.5 weeks left until August 24th. I hope I actually said August and didn't get the month wrong earlier. You have tons of time. You got tons of time to vote in this. I'm gonna need to put a chapter down in the bottom of this video for people who don't want to sit through this so they can jump straight to the reaction. If you aren't as interested in this as me, I am so sorry you had to sit through it for so long. Alright, again, super sorry. Let's get into the actual reaction. And also super sorry, I feel like I'm roasty toasty. It's like a bazillion degrees in here. It's really hot. But either way, let's just read Season 3, Episode 130. Lord Traumaray, and the thumbnail was just Lilial again, so I mean, we just had her last chapter. Yeah, it's to be expected. Lord Traumaray, I'm not sure what's going on, but that boy is the Slayer candidate's the ringleader of a bunch of lawless, vicious thugs. How could a princess like me possibly marry him? And what do you mean I have to compete with others to marry him? I can't accept this. You must. This is what I've decided. I'm going to gather girls who are interested in marrying him. Then we're going to hold a tournament. And if the winner is from the Lopobia family, I'm going to take this boy from FUG and make him the heir to the Lopobia family. What's he talking about? So I want you to take part in the tournament as well. Make him the heir. Marry the Slayer candidate, and yeah, do something I don't want to do, and I have to compete for it. I know this is an order from the family head, but I simply can't obey it. All of this is so backwards, insulting, and humiliating. It makes no sense. How could he order me, a princess of Zahard? This isn't good. To compete for marriage with someone like that. Oh man, Bomb just completely getting dumped on these past few chapters. The poor guy. I can't accept this. I'd rather kill him instead. And that's what we saw last time. Lilial Zahard, she gets an arc name? Okay. Let's go, Lilial. And then the first chapter of it. Somewhere in the tower. Okay, is this the random one? It is the random one. Okay, I want to see where they ended up. The floating carrier with Yama and Yasracha on board. Is this going to be Yasracha's death speech or something? This may sound callous and insensitive, and I know some of you, again from the poll results, really love Yasracha, so you might actually hate me saying this. I do hope Yasracha dies, because I think his character's been very, very good, and I think a death here is probably the most meaningful way for the character to go out than for them to just carry on in the story and not really get to do that much. Also the fact that, yeah, I could see Yasracha surviving and just losing the power to do beastification or whatever, but as much as I do like Yasracha too, I want Yasracha to die here. Just because I feel like that would be the most meaningful, important thing for the character. Now we have everybody reacting. Did the warp work? Then where are we? Where did we land? I need to figure out where we are first. Wherever this is, I just hope we're not on Lopobia's battleship. Don't jinx it. Yasracha! And then they both look back. Wake up! Come on, you damn cat. You're not really dead, are you? Would you stop barking? You're so loud. Yasracha! And he's still yelling, you're alive! Duh, that's why I can talk. You silly mutt. Put me down. He leans him against the wall. This sucks. I never wanted to get attached to anyone. But you guys, you bastards keep making me feel that way. You keep making me... I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at Paul's absence. Sorry, you keep making me worry. By attaching yourselves to things like love or like avenging your father, why don't you set yourselves free from all that? Alright? Seriously, you guys are maddening. Yes, Raja, he's still just yelling it. Yeah, yes, Raja, he's still yelling it. Stop. Stop just yelling Yasracha. Are you going to die like this? We still have unfinished business. He's doing the, like, Kelhelm tough love treatment, just yelling at him. We haven't had a revenge match, and I haven't avenged my father yet. You can't just die like this. Get up! Yes, Raja. He's still yelling. I told you, this is such a sad scene too, but it's just hilarious because you won't stop. Because like people kept bringing up that all he does is yell Yasracha, and I'm like, that was one of my favorite characters. Stop saying that. But then literally he yells Yasracha like 10 times here. I told you to stop shouting. Stop barking in my face. I may be dying, but I'm not going to die right now. The core is gradually fading, but I think I still have some time left. Damn it. I didn't want my death to drag on like this. There are still things I need to do. Before I die. I hate this. Yasracha, Yasracha, stay awake. Yama, that's enough. Let him rest. Can't you feel it? He won't live much longer after that attack from the family head. A few months at most. Okay, so he has a few months. It's impossible for him to recover. He's finished now. This is the funniest panel. Oh my, this is funnier than You Sure Look Weird. Yasracha just taking strays from Karaka. Doesn't care what happens to Yasracha in the slightest. This is so funny. Siu really said, we got a couple chapters before hiatus. I'm just going to be as funny as I can. What on earth? By the way, where are we? This doesn't seem like Lopobia's battleship. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh, we have Beastkin? What? What is this? We got Beastkin. Exactly, Beastkin. Lord Karaka. Hansung, are you in the control room? Yes. I think we avoided the battleship by separating the warp fleet. I'm not sure if it's because of the impact, but the warp fleet's barely running, so it's hard to tell exactly where we are. So the same thing that happened to the one that Bomb was in, where it ran out of power too. All right, I'll find out myself. What? But Lord Karaka, we need to be careful. Careful? A massive warp fleet just appeared out of thin air. Do you really think we can sneak out of here without anyone noticing? It's better to take a quick look around the area, even if it is a bit risky. And we have this cool observer going with him, it looks like. Go. Observer invisible mode. Cool, we get to see a Karaka observer. That's nice. There's so many Beastkin. They look like trained soldiers, but I don't get the feeling that they're moving voluntarily. Oh? Where are they being drawn to? Is Yusracha going to use the Beastkin to kill himself? Is that what it is going to turn into? Or no? Who is that? What? The Beastkin are being controlled. Come on, move it. Is he the one in charge around here? What on earth? Advanced Tamer in the Lopobia army. Lopobia Fates. What? This is interesting. This is different. So I suppose this just means they're gonna kill this guy and take the Beastkin. The warp fleet that will carry you all into battles arriving from the family soon. Huh? Huh. Wait. Did he notice us? This guy's obviously experienced. What's that? A warp fleet. Gonna have to add Fates to the character pool. How dare they trespass on my territory without my permission, or without permission. They've got some nerve. Why did I say that weirdly? Middle area. Alright. Inside Lilial Zahar's floating ship. Guest room, Bomb's room. You just have this rumbling while he's sitting around. This is all so unexpected. Marriage, a tournament. I'm so confused. Alright, new shirt. I hope Kun and the others warped okay. Well, I'm sure they're all fine. Well, but it worries me that I still can't reach them. What if something happens to them? And then, door starts to open. Who's there? And we have Lilial coming in. Again, I like Bomb's outfit. He got the slides too. Alright. Lilial Zahard. Hi there, Slayer candidate. What are you doing? Got the flip-flops? Or rather, I suppose I should call you my potential future husband. Isn't that right? Then we have the shock. Look, I'm just against this marriage as you are. I can't believe this. I mean, really. How could I possibly marry someone like you? Even the thought of it makes me sick. I'm going to kill you, and she charges him and punches into his forearm as he guards. What do you think you're doing? Shut up. This may be an order from the family head, but I refuse to obey such a ridiculous command. I'll never marry you. God, I don't even want to say it. And then she knocks him back. So, I thought about it. Alright. If you disappeared, this whole problem would go away. If you die in a fight with me because you're too weak, then Lord Traumeré would know too. He'd realize that he was wrong about you, and that you're not worthy of leading our family. That's why I'm going to kill you. History will remember you as the worst Slayer candidate of all time. And again, how do you like that? Again, damn these Lilial panels. Wow. Wow. Alright. This isn't good. Someone somewhere in the tower jumping around some more. Barely any Lilial in the chapter titled Lilial. Regular area. Floating ship. Oh my god, is this going to be Kun's group? Huh? What's this? Breaking news? Oh my god, I got chills. We finally get to see Andraste. I was expecting them to maybe be on I don't want to go ahead yet. I was expecting them to maybe be on Gaston's ship because they've been looking for Rachel. Or at least they should have been. Oh my god, I'm hype. We get to see Andraste, who else is with her. FUG Slayer candidate Juvial Grace has disappeared in a battle in the nest. In the middle of the look at the socks. In the midst of the battle, his whereabouts have not yet been determined. What? We got the horn. These panels are great. Presumed dead. What the hell? This can't be. Please, I really don't want to get cliffhung. A knock, and we get to see a knock again finally. Turn the floating ship around right now, and Amigo Chaz. And Amigo Chaz has the wings back. He's got the dark skin back. Yes, let's go. Amigo Chaz, like, return to form. Let's go. Got a knock. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We need to go see Bomb, and then we get cliffhung. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so freaking happy. I'm so happy. I love that. I love that. Ah, that's so good. That's so good. Alright, so we're going to end it there. Oh, I'm so excited. We finally get to... Please let Anak do something, please. We finally get to see Anak and Andraste again. I'm so happy. And Amigo Chaz, the sly Amigo Chaz. Let's go, let's go. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh, I love my Season 1 characters. I do. Gosh. Now, the only people we're missing are Team Tang Soo Yuk. Where are they at? So we get to see them again. We still haven't got to see what happened with Shibisu's group, the like massive group that warped out of the nest on the Canine's Needle. Still want to know what happened to LaFave, but I doubt we're going to see that. We might not even see what happened to like Calavan and LaFave and all that until like after the hiatus. I doubt we're getting confirmation on that anytime soon. The introduction of Fates is weird. The introduction of Fates and what's going on there. I assume that it's so that they can take down Fates and Yama can be like, look at me now, I'm the leader of the Beastkin, come under my wing. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be about. They're going to take out Fates, they're going to free the Beastkin, and they're going to be like, you're free, now follow me also if you want to. I guess that's why they introduced him. It's kind of an odd one. It seems like disjointed from the other like tournament stuff that's going on. We still haven't got to see Pretty D's group this chapter. God, this was so good. We didn't get to see Traumaray really, or Jinsung or Cha. Okay, I'm excited. I'm so excited. And again, I guess they're just chilling. Like FUG and Traumaray, the Lopobia family, they're just chilling. They're like hanging out on the same floating ship. They're like, we're not gonna imprison you or anything. We're just gonna be cool until like Cha's just there as like Bomb's sworn servant and best man. Just gonna chill, just hang out, let the tournament settle things. That's so funny. I'm so interested in seeing where this goes. But yeah, incredibly fun. Sorry it was a super long one. The first like almost 20 minutes was me talking about the character poll, but it's something that I've just worked so much on over the past week or so. It does have its problems, for sure. If I ever do it again, I would hope that I'm in a situation where I have learned and can do better, and have more, like, again, because I decided to do this on like a really short-term thing, so I had like 2 days to get it ready. So hopefully next time I would have more like prescience to know to get ready for things, and more experience to know what I need to do when we go into it. So yeah, hopefully it'll be better next time, but so far this time, again, it works. It works. It doesn't look as nice as I would like for it to look, but I'm just working with what I've got. I would like for it to look nicer. But yeah, the results look great so far. They look like an actual popularity polls results. I did give you just a really big taste of the results here, but this is only 1 week in, and we're already over 4,000 votes. You get to vote 3 times a day to influence this, to change this. And I will be leaving, of course, a link down in like the comments and description and stuff. But yeah, and I'll be like pointing it out on Twitter every day. Hey, remember to vote today. But yeah, like you get to vote 3 times a day. We still have 3.5 more weeks. So 3.5 more weeks. I'm hoping we can get 10K. 10K is my goal. If we can get more than the first Hero Academia popularity poll, like if we can get 12K, insanity. Insanity. Absolutely incredible. But my goal is 10K. So do your part, put in your votes, help us get there. Remember though, if you try to vote more than 3 times a day, it doesn't actually count. So maybe don't try to vote more than 3 times a day, just because it's not really going to help you. But definitely put in your 3 a day, because that will definitely help us get there, help your favorite characters. Because like I said, even though I ordered these top 80, most of them, like I said, Chan and Dewan are only 2 votes apart. The ones at the very top might be a bit further apart because that's how things go, but it's still not impossible, especially if this is the results after 1 week. Like, if people really banded together for Kuneye or Andrasi, they could probably totally pass over Bomb. It might be a little bit difficult to do. He's gonna still be getting votes. He's the main character. But like, the point I'm trying to make is the characters really aren't that far apart, so your vote definitely does matter because you could still change up this order a lot. If you don't like what you see, or if any characters weren't in the top 80 that you're like, they need to be in the top 80. Just throw in your votes. But either way, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my god, I just forgot I wanted to make an end page for patrons. I am so sorry I didn't do that. But yeah, thank you, super massive thank you to the patrons. They really do help me to continue to make videos. I'll also open channel memberships eventually. I just keep putting it off because I'm like, whenever I have time to work on content, I want to work on actual content. But I should probably open memberships eventually. But huge massive thank you to patrons. If you want to help support the channel, it's patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes. Like if you liked the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, my first thoughts and reaction, any of that stuff, anything you want to talk about. Follow on Twitter. I always love talking to you all there. Ask for a link to the Discord server if you want one. I love talking to you all there. And also, yeah, I guess that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.